class I have coming up called Play with a Purpose. We're going to do a couple of different things today just to show you what the class is going to be like. And the first one we're going to look at is, well, all that we're going to look at today are games of tug that involve arousal level, helping to get your dog calm, and then helping to amp your dog up and help them transitioning back and forth from calm to amp. See, Belle is excited with the toy that I have because she knows when I sit down with toys, we're going to have some fun. But she's also still relatively calm, which means her brain is working. And if I give her a simple behavior like sit, she'll do it. Now she's excited and she's going to bark a little bit, but she can easily do it. We're going to get quiet first. You ready for quiet? All right, ready? Okay, play. So first thing, rule of play, especially with puppies, is keep your toy low. You don't ever want their head to be up. You want it to be down. Actually, I should have said the first rule of play is the surface. So make sure you're not on a slippery surface, and my training center is filled with slippery floors, so we're playing on some foam mats. And she might step off, but we're going to do our best to stay close to on the mat. And so she's still fairly calm. And if at any point I say, Belle, sit. She's a little bit more amped up, so see how she's struggling now compared to when we started? Sit. Thank you. Good girl. So we're teaching her to kind of go up and down a little bit, starting very mildly. She's actually much more used to this. I can also disengage with the toy and just wait. And her bringing it back to me, asking me to play more, is part of our recall training we'll do, also with the Play with Purpose class. But we're not going to show that today. Our goal is just letting her have fun and safety to begin with. And to do basic behaviors while we're playing. Can you down? Down. Down. Yes, good girl. Down. That's a cute bow. I asked for it down. Yes. Good. Down. Yes. Yes. Good girl. Good girl. So I'm using the toy as a reinforcer for the behaviors I'm getting, and I just want them for a brief second. I don't need them long duration. I just want to see that she's still able to learn. So by the end of the video, or middle of the video anyways, I'll have her so amped up she won't be able to listen to those basic behaviors. So a couple of cool things that we can do with toy play is if we choose toys that have multiple places to hold your hands, it's an easy way to keep puppy from nibbling on your fingers. However, it's also a good way for you to transition, to get you used to transitioning as the puppy's getting amped and going up closer and closer toward the handle like they tend to do. You can drop the toy and grab it elsewhere, especially if you have them set so that they know that toy becomes boring if you're not playing with them. It's only exciting if they're playing with you. So we want to make sure that we're moving the toy. I can pick any toy I want, and she's going to drop the toy that she has because this one is moving, and so she'll switch toys. And so that's one of the first lessons we teach is the switch. So this toy is exciting. This toy is amping her up right now, right? If I let go, it's amping her still for a moment as she plays with it for herself. She brings it back to me, and she knows the name of the game, so she's automatically trading toys. And I'm just going to trade with her. And that toy becomes an exciting one and amps her up. And if I want to trade back, I can just trade back, and she's going to go with the one, because playing with me is adding more value than the toy alone. Our dogs are social animals. They want to be with us, and they want to include us in play. So either one of these toys left alone by themselves holds very little value unless the dog is really bored. For Belle, she knows that they're more exciting if I'm willing to play with her. Which is also why she brings me the toys. Because she's learned it's more fun to play tug with two. So tug gets a bad rap. A lot of people say don't play with tug with your dog because with your dog because it can make them aggressive, which is not true. If done the wrong way and just kind of letting nature take its course without any predetermined rules that you want to live by with the game of tug, it can cause some resource guarding behaviors and some keep away behaviors, which is what we want to avoid. So that's what the Play with a Purpose class is designed to do, to teach you how to structure your play in a way that is going to teach the lessons you want the dog to learn and avoid the lessons you don't want the dog to learn, like playing keep away and stealing the toy and running away and never coming back, or stealing the washcloth out of the kitchen or the hand towel out of the kitchen and taking off and not bringing it back. So the Play with Purpose class is going to teach lessons like that. It's also going to teach a gentle mouth lesson, because we know that puppies, especially when we hand them treats a lot, big girl, I don't have any treats, they start jumping at your hands. And if I hold this up, she's going to start jumping at it. And she's like, I know I'm not supposed to, Mom. But yeah, so the puppy, typically, if we hold a toy high, they're going to jump for it, right? And that's how they can get injured. So we want to keep it low and not do that often, because that repetitive jumping and twisting is how they get injured. So keeping it low keeps it engaging. It mimics what a prey animal would look like, a squirrel wagging its tail, running along the ground. Squirrels are only exciting up high if they sit there and taunt you and wag their tail at your dog, and your dogs learn that if they wait long enough, the squirrel will take off again and they can chase again. That's initiating the chase drive. But we're initiating some other factors of prey drive, which is the grab and hold and shake, which is what tugs should be modeled after. We want the toy moving, we want it low on the ground so that the dog is trying to capture it and stop it from moving. And if I stop playing, she'll do that shake on her own, but eventually she's going to bring the toy back to me and like, why'd you stop, Mom? Come on, play some more. So I can switch toys again. And again, the toy in action is the one that's moving, because that's the one she wants. Movement is what our dogs are craving in the game of tug. So we don't want to make it too hard and get them too amped up. If I keep it away from her for too long, it's going to raise that arousal level. And we want to keep the arousal level at a way we can manage. So right now, I can pretty much still say, Belle. Yes, good girl. And see how she just backed off and looked at me like, what are we doing? What do you want from me? Are you going to give me a cue? Kind of like the play cue play game. There's something that we teach how to play. So it's just you play, you sit, come sit. Yes, good girl. And then you play again. So you're reinforcing the known behaviors, and you can use any cues your dog knows. And see, she's kind of biting up and getting on my hand with this one, because it's a shorter one. And so I can switch back to the long one. Or I can add a piece of rope to this handle to make it a little bit longer if she's really excited about the ball. We don't play with this one very often, and usually when we do, we're working on retrieve, which is another game you can play with tug. And we'll also look at that in our lesson where we're talking about balls. So just a short little example of arousal and what we're going to be doing in our Play with a Purpose class coming up. It's a 4-week class that'll be starting. The first one will be starting end of March 2024, and then additional ones will be scheduled after that.